New Zealand is one of the best places in the world to do road trips. The country is full of epic landscapes and scenic sights. To demonstrate this, I decided to vlog my journey driving from the west coast of the South Island in Franz Joseph all the way to the city of Christchurch, which is on the east coast and also happens to be the biggest city in the South Island. But between the west coast and the east coast lies Southern Alps, which we'll have to cross at some point during our journey. So come join me at the start of this epic journey in Franz Joseph. So we've got a 5-hour drive ahead of us, so let's get on the road and head towards our first stop of the day. So we've just driven an hour and 45 minutes up to a town called Hokitika, which is the last town before we reach Christchurch. So we're going to use this as an opportunity to fill up the car with petrol, grab some breakfast before we head off, because between now and Christchurch, which is about 300 kilometers, there's barely any towns. But before I do any of that, I want to show you Hokitika's most famous landmark. Well, I don't know if you can believe it, but this is Hokitika's most famous landmark. The beach sign, which is essentially just a bunch of twigs that spell out Hokitika. There's not much else to say about it really. It's really, really windy out here, so we're going to retreat into town, grab some breakfast, fill up the car, and then get on with our road trip. So we're all fueled up and ready to head on with our road trip. So far, we've been hugging the coast and the drive up to Hokitika, but now we're finally going to head inland and cross the Southern Alps. And you might be thinking, why haven't you crossed the Alps already? And because the Alps are so tall, there's only 3 passes that go over it. And we're going to take one of those passes now, which is called Arthur's Pass. It's supposed to be a very scenic drive. So let's get on the road and see how scenic it actually is. So in an unfortunate set of events, it has started absolutely lashing it down. Hopefully by the time we get to Arthur's Pass, the rain would have cleared so I can show you guys the views properly. But for now, there isn't much to see. So we stopped here on Arthur's Pass, the road that's going to take us through the Southern Alps. This specific point is called Otira Gorge, and I'm at the viaduct lookout. Sadly, even though the rain has cleared a bit, it's still very overcast, but hopefully you can get an appreciation of how impressive this view is. You've got some steep gorges over here, and you've got this beautiful viaduct that crosses the valley. This is what most of the South Island is like. It's very, very remote. You can drive 100, 200 kilometers without seeing any civilization. So if you are planning to do a long drive around here, make sure you're stocked up, you're fueled to the brim, because if you do run into any emergencies, it can be a while before someone reaches you. All right, let's move on with the road trip. Hopefully by the time we get to the next stopping point, the clouds have cleared a bit. So, about 10 minutes down from the viaduct lookout is the actual village of Arthur's Pass. As you can imagine, in this narrow valley, it's a very, very small village, but there's a few bits going on, so let's go and explore. So we have a general store with like a mini petrol pump and also a cafe. We have another cafe over here. We have a fire station, which looks incredibly tiny. This is the local post office. Probably one of the most smallest post offices I've seen in my life. We've even got a small post box here as well. We've even got a few picnic benches if you want to stop here for lunch. Though given how cold it is currently, might not be the best idea to do this in winter. And then there's a few houses around here as well. So pretty much the whole village is on this one straight road through the pass. I guess this village is a good stopover point if you're doing a long drive like we are from the west to the east of South Island or the other way around. But other than that, there's not much else to do here. But if you do stop here, you are treated to some good views. I should also add, there's a few trails you can walk around here. They're quite short. You can walk up to a waterfall called Devil's Punch Bowl. There's also, I think, a historic power station you can walk up to as well. But we want to get to Christchurch before sunset, so we're not going to do these trails today. So you guys thought I was done with lookouts? No, here's another lookout for you. This is Arthur's Pass Scenic Lookout. I guess this is supposed to be the main view because you can sort of see the mountains in the backdrop, but as you can see, it's very overcast. So let me show you the view from the other side instead. And here's the view from the other side. It's much clearer. It's incredible, isn't it? I'm not usually a fan of long distance car drives, but when the views are like this, I guess I don't mind driving for a few hours. There's a number of lookouts and viewpoints along the Arthur's Pass, and I recommend you stop at some of them to really enhance your drive, and it also acts as a good rest point as well. It's currently 2:30 and we have another 2 hours worth of driving until we hit Christchurch. So we're probably not going to stop at any more lookouts, and if I'm being honest, it's getting a lot colder, so it might not be the worst idea in the world to stay in the car. Onwards we go. The valley has opened up a bit, the weather has improved, and yeah, even more reasons why you should go on a road trip across the South Island of New Zealand. So we've been here in the South Island for 2 weeks now, and the 2 weeks we spent here, we've only come across single lane roads, whether that be a highway, a residential road, a high street, whatever it is, it's all been single lane, which for the most part is fine because the South Island is so sparsely populated, so you rarely come across cars. But the times where it gets frustrating is like right now, where it's stuck behind a convoy of very slow moving vehicles. And because we're on quite a windy mountain pass, and a steep one in that, it's proving quite hard to overtake these cars. We've just turned off the Arthur's Pass highway. It's fair to say we're now a long way from the mountains. It's going to be pretty flat, I guess, all the way into Christchurch, which is about 55 kilometers away. We've just made it to Christchurch after about 7 hours. It's been a long journey. We still have about 10 minutes to go until we reach our accommodation for the night, but we've just stopped off at a supermarket to stock up on some supplies. But I'm going to end the video here. I tried something a little bit different with this video. I really wanted to showcase the beauty of the South Island, and hopefully I've done so. Anyway, I hope you're all doing well, stay safe, and I'll see you guys next time for the next episode on my New Zealand adventure.